Don't take the detour, man. Don't take the detour, man. Don't take the detour. If you're going to take the detour, at least think about why you're taking the detour. At least think about who gave you the detour for you to even choose to take a detour. I'm talking about the Most High Power. And as there's a lot of things going on in the world, a lot of politics, a lot of things in the sky, right? We got comets in the sky. We got National Guard on your front door. Rex 84. Research the King Alfred's plan. Research martial law, but in America they'll call it the Governor Marshall's Law. Ooh. Man, hijack, man, y'all some cold work, man. We know what martial law is. That's these tanks and these militaries in our street. But the Governor Marshall's, they call it the Marshall's Plan. Yeah. Research the Marshall's Plan. MARSHALL plan. And that's the Governor Marshall's Plan, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just look up the Marshall's Plan. And the Marshall's Plan has everything to do with martial law, man. King Alfred's plan. Everybody got a plan for you. But what's your plan for yourself? Is it just take a detour or connect to the Most High over everything, bro? HaWah never told us to be perfect. HaWah said, don't trample my law, man. Because then they gonna have a plan. It's the observer effect, quantum. Who's the observer? The Most High over everything is the ultimate observer. And we're all synced into that observation, right? They have their mimic of it. They're all saying I on the back of your dollar. That's their mimic of HaWah, the breath, the security, the creator as the observer. And to be a part of the observer's plan, HaWah's plan, the creator's plan, you need to observe. You need to surf the wave, right? How is she gonna, you know what I'm saying, get on the border and flow if you're not surfing the wave, man? You need to be in the frequency. Why else would they change the frequency in the International Standards Organization and British Standard Institute from A equals 432 and change it to 440 hertz? Why else would they give you an excellent new tune in the selling of Joseph Samuel Sewall, 1751? Hey, shout out to Let Us Find the Truth. Yeah, man, we surfing the wave, man. They gave us a detour, man. We're prisoners of war. We ain't no slaves, boss. We're prisoners of war. We're the Indians, the Cherokees, the Chiquimagua, the Creek, man. We the ones, the Seminoles. We the ones you was fighting for 200-something years since 1776, starting with the Chiquimagua, named after the River of Death. So their name wasn't even Chiquimagua. They just called them Chiquimagua after the River of Death, man. So many Nagas was on the front lines for the first 20 years, from 1776 all the way into 1795, 96, and then that keeps picking up with the Cherokee Indian Wars and all this stuff, Seminole Wars. It's all still the same Chiquimagua Wars. That means that we ain't black. That means you didn't bring us here on no boats. That means we was on the front lines when you came over here trying to declare this your land. And Tecumseh said, back, you need to give us 50,000 feet, get off our land. We wasn't trying to give you 1 inch, man. Because look what you did. You just kept spreading like a disease, like a parasite. And you gave us a new tune. You took us out of our ancient love song. And now, man, now we forgot about HaWah's plan. Now we got a detour. To get to the creator, we got to go through something else to get to the source of our power, the great spirit. We need to go through a detour. The hijack got on our land and gave us a doggone detour, man. And they said convert or die. Because what else? Look, what else can they give you but a detour if you connect it directly with the great spirit, with the creator? Built the firmament as his handiwork, man. He didn't spin you on a ball. He built the firmament, man. And separated the water from the waters, man. Put the sun, the moon, the stars inside the firmament. How you get a spinning ball? All right, man. They gave you a detour, man. You still believe in public school information still, man? You think you black? You think you from Africa, boss? You the Indian they just found here. You the copper color car just found here, man. 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary. Definition of an American. Ain't nobody was talking about copper till we start talking about copper, because that's in their dictionary. And now we're talking about the copper conduit, the copper frequency. And the conduit has everything to do with the con, because the con means priest in Hebrew. Con. Now they're Americans. Now we American. Because Ken ain't spelled C-A-N. That's con. You want some candy? You want some candy? Nah, man. We the conduits, man. We the copper cons, man. Everybody feeding off our energy, waiting on see what we gonna do next, man. They saying y'all gonna save us, man. They feel the magic and the unity. And to me, the only thing that can unify is just saying, look, man, rule number one is the Most High over everything. Okay? Rule number one in Exodus 20 is put no power before the Creator. That's Most High over everything. You know what I mean? So no matter what we've been taught, no matter what we've been studying, man, just as we popping off and what's got us through hard times, always be willing to empty your cup, you know what I'm saying, and make sure you fill it back with that pure water. And right now is the time for Naga to, you know, have the unity, man, you know, be under that one roof. No matter what these titles are, black this, white that. Look, man, you most high over everything, you know what I'm saying? All they can hope for is for a Naga to be divided. All they can hope for is for a Naga to, you know what I'm saying, give up our true identity, you know what I'm saying, and be accepted to be called black, right? Does black give you your tribe? Does black connect you to any land? Then we over here on that play. Then we on that play, man. You know, is what we concede to, is what we consent to, you know what I'm saying? That gives them the power. But the con gotta have a consent, right? They need the consent, but don't give them your consent. Don't give them your priestly vibration, man. There's a lot going on, man, but don't take that detour. Go directly to your source. Rule number one. Once we do that, everything else will start to flow. You know what I'm saying? In our unity flow. If we're looking for a first step, is all I'm saying. It's gonna start from within us. It ain't gonna start from marching in the street. It ain't gonna start by, you know what I'm saying, slugging everybody that we hate. It's gonna start with Most High over everything. That's just the only reasonable step. No matter if you claiming and you grew up Christian, Muslim, Baptist, Jehovah's this, do you put the Most High over everything? Let's just have that. Let's just start there and let's enjoy being here for a minute, because that is rule number one. Then you can get into don't put the Most High's name, right, which is your breath, your own breath and security. Wow, the fifth and the sixth letter of the Paleo-Picto-Hebrew is wow, because the first letter is the Aleph or El or all, strong power. Remember? So we got to keep doing this because we got to unlearn and we got to relearn, we got to repeat, because repetition breaks the spell, man. Say it with me, repetition breaks the spell. So in the Hebrew, the Ibaru, right, we start with the Aleph, the All, the El, the All, strong power. And that strong power, the second letter is the Bet, Bot, the Bot, they call it Bet in the modern. They just discovered the old school Picto Paleo, the ones speaking the modern. So they don't have no connection with the real deal vibration. Again, they took away your ancient love song and gave you an excellent new tune, took you out of 432, the ancient love song, and brought you to 440 hertz in the 1950s. This is a frequency war, man. Silent weapons for quiet wars, man. Aleph, strong power. Ba'at, it's the house, the tent. We out of tabernacles, man. Baruch, your tabernacle flow. however you doing it, you just acknowledging it. I never get all into trying to teach and tell everybody how to do everything exactly. Yeah. Just let's drop the vanity about all this. You know what I'm saying? We ain't in captivity because of our lack of keeping tabernacles right. We in captivity because of most high over everything, right? We put something else before our creator. We went into idolatry. We fell for the detour. They come to your land. The first thing they do is detach you from the most high over everything, your great spirit. Now you got to go through a detour. Now you need, you know what I'm saying, their priests, you know what I mean, missionaries, right? Now we need that. Now I need to go to your schools, your public schools and your churches, your theology schools. Now I need you to teach me about my power, Most High. Nah, they detached us from the Most High. And they gave us an excellent new tool, 440. And they said, you need to go through that to get to the Most High over everything. And if you don't know the Son, you'll never know the Father. And you got to go to church on a Sunday and worship the Son, who is the Father. Damn. That don't sound like Most High over everything, boss. It's common sense, man. You the Indians that got invaded. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to give you a detour. They're going to separate you from your power. Because with your power, oh boy, with your power, Israel, Hasharala, with your power, your Most High over everything. Ooh, your Drakan is on cool. The strong power of the Aleph, the L goes into the strong house, the Bod. Then you get the GAM, the GAM. That's your movement. That's your gathering. We tribing up. Strong power enters the house. You start to gather. Aleph, Bat, Dam, through a door. Looks like a triangle. The doll, the door, the D is from the doll. The doll is an opening. The doll is an entrance. The doll is a portal. The doll is a vortex, right? So the strong power enters the house. It goes through a door. It gathers, it tribes up with the gom. It goes through a door, the doll, the fourth letter, and then you get your breath. That's Big Mama, man. You think that's air you breathing, man? And then you get the wah, which is the tent peg. Is represented like a tent peg because it's the foundation that goes into the Mother Earth, into the soil. So it shows you that it's masculine and it's feminine. The inhale is the mama, the feminine, feminine, right? The female, that's mother. You need mama before you strike that punch. You need mama before you explode in that push-up. You know what I'm saying? You need mama before you take off, before you fly. The dragon needs the breath, man. That's why Big Mama says in Proverbs chapter 8, hey, I was there at the beginning of his works. I'm the first of his creation. I'm the first of his works. I was there before the earth was made, before the waters were formed. I was already there. I was daily by his side. I was daily his delight. Man, that's a strong woman right there. Big Mama speak for herself in Proverbs chapter 8. She says, I am understanding. I am knowledge. Don't be no fool. Don't be thoughtless and forget about the air you breathing. You think that's air you're breathing, man? Yeah, I love y'all. Just connecting. Shabbat Shalom, Baruch Tabernacles. We back to the HaWah, the Elaf, the L, the L, the all. That A is still the, right? It's the revelation. That strong power enters the Ba'at, the tent, tabernacle flow. We in the wilderness, which means we getting back to our promised land. That means you shaking off the dust. You shaking off the hijack. Not everybody that went into the wilderness made it to the promised land. Hey, can I get a witness? So you still got to choose up and code up. I'm perfecting myself. I'm in a sunken place. I'm still getting out of just my own inner flow that I'm, you know what I'm saying, perfecting and flowing with, man, and overcoming, man. So, accept my apology if I'm not 100% right now. And I'll accept yours as we go through this transition in the wilderness together. But I promise you that we're going to make it to the promised land together because they are left. The strong power enters the house, the bod, the gom. You start to gather, you tribe up through a door, the dalet. You get your You get your breath, revelation, you get your wow, you get your security, man. That's Pops, man. Then you can have your Zion. Then you can pop off in the Zion, man. Now we can get our food, our nourishment. That's what Zion and Zion means, as the seventh letter of the Hebrew is the food and nourishment. And the seventh day is the cutoff day that we get nourished, you know what I'm saying, by that Ruah, you know what I mean, by that connection directly to Most High over everything. And we forgot to rest. It's like a boxer that forgets to rest between rounds, man. And you wonder why you're getting your ass kicked. You wonder why you're getting your ass kicked, son. You don't see that jab coming, son? You don't know how to slip and move? Bob and weave? You forgot your breath. That's why you're over there panting. You must be thoughtless to forget how to breathe. Hey, first rule in fighting is learning how to breathe, man. You could throw a punch, but you can't breathe. Is you thoughtless, man? Man, I love y'all. Baruch Tabernacles to the cons, man. We're going to keep it SHALAWAM, man. Baruch your families and Tawada and Shalaka, forgive me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to atone for, you know, anything that I lack, man. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to forgive my brothers and sisters as well, as we all are coming about this wilderness and we getting to the promised land, man. Shabbat, SHALAWAM to the cons, man. Forget about them detours they gave us. What would you do to your hijack enemy? You know what I'm saying? We was hijacking ourselves by not being most over everything. They came in based on prophecy to wipe out Israel over here in America, man. What's the first thing they did? They gave you a detour. They disconnected you from the Most High over everything. And we back, oh we back, oh we back, because we code keepers, man. Exodus 20 got us in code. Shabbat SHALAWAM. Wow!